Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people that I truly respect in the YouTube scene, yeah? And if anybody does YouTube, if anybody films videos, edits videos, you know, I know a lot of people, especially if they're very popular, they get other people to do this stuff. But the average Joe is recording and editing and trying to make their content, you know, creative enough, engaging enough so that people can truly benefit from what it is they're trying to put out there, yeah? And if we think about that, if we take a step back and think about that, you know, these are selfless acts. This is something we never had back in the day. You know, the way I used to get information, video-wise, lecture-wise, was, you know, through CDs and DVDs that had to be bought. You know, like, so the access and the efforts, the access was difficult. So I want to start with that. I want to recognise that, you know, the people who are on YouTube, who are putting content out there to benefit the believers, like, I truly appreciate, you know, me myself, I've developed and learned a lot. I've gained access to a lot purely through, you know, YouTube and the like. So I really want to give people that credit. But subhanAllah, like, some of the nonsense that goes on online, like, it really is ridiculous. And that's a real shame when people's time and effort have been put into it, because these are things that we're going to get questioned on, right? Like, what we did with our time, what we did with the abilities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. And we should not take that stuff lightly, and if we are forgetting that as Muslims, we need to check ourselves on that. But to get back to the point though, it takes away from the good that could happen if we were to just change our behaviour in conversations. Now, I'm not going to get into the topics themselves for many reasons, but honestly, people forget important narrations like that the Prophet ﷺ came to perfect good manners. There are narrations that talk about sincerity when giving advice, sincerity in wanting for your brother what you want for yourself, and hating for them what you hate for yourself, you know, like not wanting them to go down avenues that are not good for them. And like I mentioned, there's many conversations that are going on right now where, you know, people are saying stuff that we shouldn't want for them. Like, people are going down avenues that we shouldn't want for them. And this is when the example of the Prophet ﷺ and the best of generations, like the Sahaba, this is when their examples should really come into play. No, they weren't all one type of person. They were different types of people. They had different strengths. They had different characters. So it's not that we are expecting everybody to strip themselves from who they are and their type of dawah that they give and all the rest of it. No. But when brothers are advising and speaking with brothers and on really important, sometimes fundamental issues, you have to do it with an etiquette. You have to do it in a way where your brother is able to take that advice and apply it. They're your brother, right? You want them to take your advice, you want good for them. So then, surely, how you approach the subject, how you talk to them, how you address them, surely you have to then think about the honour and respect that you owe them as your brother. Talk to them as men. You have to understand how difficult it is to watch as a woman, as a sister of you guys, to watch you sometimes act like women or kids. I don't want to insult us, because I'd like to think that we have more class than some of the way I see people communicate with each other. The point I'm getting at though, like, it's not a good look, guys, and don't think that people don't see it. When you're using vulgar language, when you are sort of chasing the drama, we see it, we notice, and it's not a good look for you. It takes away the credibility and it takes away the respect that you have a right over us for. Like, it's really disheartening. It's really disheartening when we have been given the guidance, when we have been told how to correct our character, how to build ourselves up, how to be leaders in our community, when we have been given all of that information, and sometimes the level of negligence things. The level of vulgar, the level of disrespect that goes on between it is really, really hard to watch. And it's such a shame, because we live in a world and we live in a time where we genuinely all need each other's support. Like I mentioned before, we have da'is that specialise in different areas, right, that have different strengths. Like some of them have really light-hearted and sometimes comical approaches to their dawah. Some of them have very formal type approaches to their dawah. Some of them are very sort of on the level, like your next door neighbour type of dawah. Some people specialise in different specific areas. We need to have a wee bit of light-heartedness sometimes. Sometimes we need to have that, you know, this is a serious situation, we need to knuckle down, and you know, like, remembrance is in all forms. And if we want to surround ourselves with that, we do need to be around different types of brothers and sisters. Like, we need each other to help build each other and nurture each other in the real sense, like in reality. Like, some people, we say this because it sounds nice and, you know, this is the right thing to say, but no, like, we genuinely need each other. This is the dunya, this is the test, and do you know what? How we act and go about this test will determine what we get and receive in the next. And we as Muslims know what that could mean. We know what that can mean. We know that we're going to be held accountable. So we really genuinely need to check our sincerity today. I want you as an individual to think of your most disliked brother or sister, and it's really hard to even say that, right, but let's go with it. I want you to think about the person who you find it really difficult to connect with, or you're going through an issue with right now. I want you to check your sincerity level and ask yourself, on the level, do you really want for them what you want for yourself? Do you really uphold their rights that they have over you despite how you feel? Seriously, like, we have to be honest with ourselves now. Life is not a competition, it's a test. It's a test. And if you're taking a test and your brother's taking a test, you should want both of yous to pass. If you see them going down an avenue that can take them to a really bad place, then you have to advise them in a way, cut the disrespect, cut all this, you know, name calling, some of it extremely vulgar, some of it just petty. Stop all of this and speak to a person with respect, dignity and honour. If you want to advise them, advise them. We need it. And if somebody advises you, take it. Think about it. Don't just brush it off because it hurts your feelings. You know, like, what the... subhanAllah, like, honestly, like, if a woman has to tell you to check your emotions, you have a problem. You have a problem, mate. Honestly, I genuinely say this with sincerity. You know, I'm so grateful for some of the content that I see getting put out. I learn a lot and I watch a lot. You know, I have many interests. I share a lot. I gain a lot. SubhanAllah, I truly, truly mean that. Understand that you, with your content and with your channel, are reaching people who really, really need that. But also understand that with your content comes responsibility. You should not be just based off your emotions, opening your mouth with no filter. Self-discipline and self-control is a part of being Muslim. It's a big part of being Muslim because there's a lot of injustice that goes on in the world. There's a lot of poke and prodding that goes on. People will test your boundaries and test your tolerance level. So nobody's saying that it's going to be easy, but it is your duty to have a level of self-control and self-discipline, even with giving nasiha, with putting out content. Know your level, know your station, know your place. Just like I'm not mentioning names, I'm not getting into arguments where I don't belong. I know my station, I know my place, mate, alhamdulillah. I'm not insecure about it, I'm not self-conscious, alhamdulillah. I am at the level that I am. May Allah increase my knowledge and increase my ability to be an asset to the people who I'm around. To everybody online, I really genuinely wish the best for you. But at some stage, and at some level, you need to wish and want the best for yourself. And the best is Islam. It's the boundaries that come with Islam. It's the guidance that come with Islam. And inshallah, it will be the reward that comes with Islam. On that note, I'm off. I'll see you all very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.